Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's recipe is one from Puerto Rico. It's called Pernil Asado, which is basically roasted pork with oregano, cumin, and lots of garlic. It's usually the centerpiece for around Christmas time, served with arroz con gandules and lots of other things. I've just done it today with tostones, so here's my recipe. We have some pork shoulder here with the skin and the fat, lots of garlic. We have some oregano, some black pepper, some salt and some cumin, and we have some oil. I'm just using rapeseed oil. So to start off with, we want to separate the fat from the skin. Using a knife, slowly cut that away, creating a flap, but you don't want to detach it all together because this is still going to cook with the meat. So once you've done that, it should flap open easily. And then what we want to do next is, using a smaller knife, just poke some holes into the meat, which we will stuff with garlic cloves. So you can just use the tip of your knife for this. It doesn't have to be too deep either. So next we want to take our whole garlic, slice them a little if they're too fat, and just stuff them into the holes you just created. And once that's done, you can just set the pork aside for a second whilst we make the rub. So for the rub, we're going to use the remaining garlic plus all of our dried ingredients and the oil. Well, I'm just going to put my fresh garlic into a pestle and mortar and add the oregano, cumin and the salt. And then just grind that into a paste. And then lastly, I'm going to add in the oil. And that is going to complete our paste. Once that's nicely incorporated, we just want to rub that all over the pork, getting in over the top, on the side, underneath, especially underneath that fat flap that we created. We want to get that under there and over the top. Be generous, and by the time you finish, it should look like this, absolutely covered. Ideally, you want to leave it to marinate overnight, but if not, you can bake it straight away. So I'm going to put this in the oven now on really low, between about 100 to 120 for about 8 to 10 hours. The lower and slower that it cooks, the better it will become. So whilst our pork is cooking, I'm going to make some tostones, which are twice fried green plantain. I've got a plantain here which I'm just going to peel and chop. And we want to slice them into discs that are about the thickness of £2 coins. Just going to put our oil onto heat. We want to just fry these first of all. This is the first fry. And you want to cook them till they're like golden brown all over. So once they're golden brown all over, just take them out using a slotted spoon and just drain them on a little kitchen paper if they're a bit too greasy. Then we want to create the tostones. So I've just got some greaseproof paper here, and I'm going to put each one in between the paper and then just crush it with a can or a rolling pin, whatever you have. And then once we've crushed it, it will look like this. So you want to repeat that for all of them, and then we're going to fry them again. So once you've done that with them all, you're going to place them back into the oil, just let them crisp up again, and that is our tostones done. Once you take them out of the oil, just place them into a bowl, and we're just going to season them with some sea salt, and they're ready to serve. So we'll just set them aside whilst we check that our pork is cooked. Just going to get this out the oven. So our pork is done now. Let's have a look at this. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. So this I let cook for 10 hours on really low. And as you can see, all of the cumin has just made it go so dark in colour, and the oregano as well has done that. The skin is almost ready to melt away, but it's starting to go crispy. Absolutely delicious. So I'm going to start pulling this apart, and you can just see how soft and flaky it is. The meat is literally just falling apart. And that is it. So now we can put these together. We've got our tostones already. Add those tostones on the side. That is basically it, guys. So I hope you like. Feel free to comment below if there's any other recipes you would like to see me do, or if you get on, or how you get on with this one. Until the next time, peace and love.